everybody. What's up?
Pac-Man 5698.
Okay, after 2 months of playing Skyrim, I'm finally back to playing Noire with Pac-Man. Now, this third episode marks the ending of the traffic case, the traffic cases, well, for at least my series, because you all should probably know this by now. The thing with the series is that one episode I do the first case of a desk, and then I do, for the second episode after that, I do the last case of a desk. And in this case, this is the last traffic case. Okay, now get this. If you thought our previous suspects were the names Edgar Kalu and that other moron, what was his name? I forgot his name, but the other person who threw the gun right on top the roof, right on top the investigation. If you thought those two were dumb, check out this.
So, Spakowski, you have a new case. 2 women, possible drink drive.
How is that a case?
The broad says she was doped and that somebody tried to kill her.
Where did this take place?
That's the bit you're gonna love. Right across the street.
Yeah! I'm a criminal mastermind. I am so smart. I mean, I bet somebody would think about, I don't know, doing that in a dark alleyway, or, I don't know, doing that in the middle of the forest. But no, right across the block from the police station, that is where I commit a crime. Okay, now I'm going to explain to you all the outfits. As you can see here, I have 9 outfits. Now, originally, this is an Amazon pre-order, which makes you wonder, why do I have so many outfits if I have an Amazon pre-order? Because, the Amazon pre-order just came with an extra case. Well, the reason I have all these episodes, sorry, not these episodes, these outfits, get this. Rockstar released all of the downloadable content in just a week. I'm not joking here, a week after the game was released. Now, okay, what astonishes me is not that they released all the downloadable content pre-orders. I mean, Red Dead Redemption did that in a year, and Rocksteady did that with Batman Arkham City in about a few months, but just a week? Okay, if Rockstar just released it a week after everybody got their pre-ordered editions, then what was the point of going through all of that, of pre-ordering it? I mean, you might as well have just waited for the downloadable content, the Rockstar Pass to come out, and then a week later you would just buy the game. You have all the downloadable content. So it's like, hey, I've got an Amazon pre-order of LA Noire. Yeah, well, guess what? All that, the only thing that separates that pre-ordered edition from the other editions, is pretty much just the tag on the front. Aside from that, now you can download all the content. So that was a pretty silly move. Anyways, the outfits, I changed it to the, Broderick, I think. Yeah, that's the Broderick. So anyway, what the, excuse me, I'm still recovering from being sick. But anyway, what the outfits do is that they basically give you, some more bonuses. It's kind of like Skyrim or RuneScape, Bukowski's from walking in a circle. But anyway, it's pretty much like RuneScape or Skyrim, it's just that instead of there is no armor rating, and they're just fancy suits. It's just that you have different bonuses. In this case, the Broderick allows me to fight longer, and for me to survive longer before I eventually get knocked down. Although the combat is relatively easy to understand. So yeah, there's really not too much of a point to it, but you know, it's blue, so I'll sell for it. Anyways, on the walk up there, I just want to get things out of the way quickly here. It's about Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, Grand Theft Auto 5, at least from rumors, screenshots online at game stores, Grand Theft Auto 5 is due to arrive, let's see, winter of 2012, I think, or it could be early 2013. Grand Theft Auto 5 is supposed to be another expansion of what the Xbox 360 and PS3 are capable of. It takes place in Los Santos again, except this time, unlike Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, where Los Santos was a third of the map, you know, with Las Venturas and, what was the other place? And San Fierro, aka Los Angeles, Las Vegas, and San Francisco, GTA 5 instead spans Los Santos to resemble Las Vegas, not Las Vegas, Los Angeles. Instead of 1940s Los Angeles depicted in LA Noire, it's 1980s Los Angeles. So it's kind of like Vice City meets Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. It sounds pretty cool. There's no confirmed, like, there's been jokes, but it's not really been confirmed who is the main character. But what we do know is that they're going to be animals. You're going to be able to have planes you can drive again. And also there's going to be rural environments with mountains and forests. You can go hiking, random events. So it's basically like Red Dead Redemption utilizes its technology again. Instead, this time it's based off it's based off Grand Theft Auto. So that's Grand Theft Auto 5 for you all, at least as far as I know. So back to Noire. Okay, so we're going back to the person, the most dumb criminal in America, it seems, and probably the world.
She's married to Guy McCaffey. The captain has moved to Vegas now, but the two of them still have juice.
Okay, so we've got a wife who has a husband. A movie star who has a husband.
Long time no see.
You could have called this in by megaphone, Enrique.
That was a good joke.
This is Enrique Gonzalez. Enrique was a pretty decent middleweight. What do we have, Gonzalez?
Broad drives right through the empty lot and off the side of the escarpment. Her stories that a movie producer doped her and her friend, sent the car over the cliff.
Was anyone hurt?
Driver's beat up. Not too bad considering. If she hadn't hit that billboard, he'd be scraping both of them off the paper.
Yeah.
Jessica Hamilton. She's just a kid. She's being knocked around.
Kid gonna be all right?
I think so. They're taking her to central receiving. If you want to take a look around, stall the ambulance.
Thanks. Do that.
One more thing. Watch out for the driver. She cuts rough.
Okay, so already this case is kind of a little bit risque, although all of the cases are like those. This one actually involves a child, a little kid this time, but it's about to get really, really screwed up. Like, if you're easily disturbed because of the atrocity of some of these Los Angeles cases, don't watch this. I mean, you're going to have to be prepared for a lot in this case, and we're going to see it when we go to the coroner here.
There, laid out on the trunk. And that isn't even the best part.
Okay, so we've got underwear. And they were torn off. Keep in mind, this is Jessica Hamilton's underwear. So, there's signs of foul play.
I'll run a trace for semen when I get back to the lab.
And when I first heard that word, I was deeply disturbed, to be honest. I can't believe what I was playing. Okay, so the note. What does it read? Dear Jessie, please, please, dear, come home. If you're worried about your father, don't be. All is forgiven. He has a hot temper and he can be very proud, but but you are still his little girl and he loves you. I know he didn't mean those things he said. You're a good, decent girl, dear, and you're not made for Hollywood. I was 15 once myself. I wanted to be just like Clara Bow and wear lovely dresses and kiss handsome men. But once I grew up and met your father, I realized I would never have been happy in that life. You'll realize it one day too. I'm sure Aunt June's looking after you, but I can't help worrying. You know what your old mother's like. This world is very dangerous. Is very dangerous for young girls, especially ones with stars in their eyes. Apparently I didn't hold it long enough to read it. But basically, the mother's worried about Jessica Hamilton because, of course, her little daughter's off in Hollywood, which, as glamorous as it may be, is very dangerous. She doesn't exactly want her to become a movie star, at least not now, because she's just a kid. And Cole here's cracking jokes. Yeah.
Is it real? No. I think it's supposed to be a replica
Is it real?
It's some kind of
What do you think, Cole Phelps? You think that somebody actually took a skull and messed around with it like that? In Hollywood, nonetheless?
What's it made from? Plaster of Paris would be my first guess. Then painted. So we can rule out the murder angle? No, you can rule that in. That thing was wedging the accelerator to the floor. Whoever did it wanted these women dead.
But someone managed to tip their ride straight off a cliff.
If the driver's in a fit state, we should ask.
Look at that.
They're lucky they weren't more badly injured.
I mean, I know the movie industry is dangerous work at some points, but I didn't think it's like this. Also, speaking of the movie industry, in my first episode of LA Noire with Pac-Man, I said why Rockstar changed up the location of the Hollywood sign to Hollywood Land, because I thought they were trying to avoid some sort of copyright, but no. In 1949, actually, from 1923 to 1949, the words did spell Hollywood Land in real life. That's what it was like at first. But in 1949, starting in 1949, the year this game takes place, there was a contract, and Hollywood Land was changed to read Hollywood. So that's how the sign goes.
June Ballard. You might be familiar with
June Ballard.
Can you tell us what happened here?
You're kind of cute for a cop. Maybe a bit on the serious side.
She's doped.
What about me, June? I'm a big fan of
You?
beasts that...
I don't like. Keep out of this.
Oh! Bukowski just got
You understand
owned
that you're still suffering from the
by,
effects of the accident.
well,
The officer said
when
that
you
he
hear
thought
her
you were
story, you're probably not gonna like her.
That rat slipped us a Mickey Finn. It's no wonder I feel so dopey. I can't remember.
Yeah, so she's basically saying she can't remember. Maybe she's lying. I definitely know she's not telling the truth. I'm actually gonna ask the community. Just doubt.
It's a serious offense to withhold information from the police during a criminal investigation, madam.
I told you to call me June. You're making me feel like an old lady. And don't bother your handsome head about this. My husband will settle the score with Mark Bishop.
Mark Bishop.
What can you tell us about the passenger in your car?
Jessica Hamilton. Poor Jessica. It's been a rough day for her. She's desperate to break into movies. What more can I say?
Yeah, but judging from the underwear, we know that there was something that happened last night, so lie.
You're lying, Mrs. McCaffrey. I think something happened to Jessica yesterday before the crash.
I'm offended, Sunshine. Do you have any proof?
Who talks like this? Even when they're drugged. Sunshine.
Miss Hamilton's underwear were physically torn from her body.
She wanted to go to a casting. I took her to a casting. Whatever happened after that is between her and Mark Bishop.
And I know you're probably thinking this, but yeah, that's what happened.
Shrunken head. It was used to tamper with your car.
You see, I normally don't drive off cliffs.
I normally don't drive off cliffs. I normally don't drive off them. But, you know, when I'm bored or when I'm trashed or when I'm feeling crazy, you know, I just do it for fun. You know, nothing bad happens. Driving over cliffs makes the time go by quicker.
But simple, too. The burden of proof is with the law.
I think she was lying.
Like I made a mistake.
No, she wasn't lying. I think I just have to doubt her.
It's obviously some kind of movie prop. You must know where it came from.
In case you hadn't noticed, I am the talent. And the talent doesn't deal with props or sets or any of that kind of stuff. Why don't you ask Mark Bishop which prop house...
There's Mark Bishop again. She really wants him to know about him.
Mark Bishop. You think he might have had something to do with this?
He's a movie producer.
You mentioned a Mark Bishop. Oh, you think so, Phelps? Yeah, so she's basically saying, get out of this. I'll settle it. Me and my husband will basically deal with this Mark Bishop. Wait. Should I ask the community? Yeah. Truth or doubt?
I
Doubt.
want to know what happened between you two that made him want to commit a double murder.
Bishop offered me a part in his picture. Then he withdrew it.
Here's the thing I don't know.
Fact is,
Wait, never mind, no. June obviously was driving the car. It makes me actually angry that June just suffered pretty much from being drugged and maybe a few cuts and bruises here, but Jessica Hamilton was, well, you know, and not only that, she actually banged her head so hard against the window that it cracked.
Still under the influence of
I mean,
narcotics,
poor thing.
You're likely to go into shock once the drugs wear off.
And I thought you were a heel. It's nice of you to be concerned.
And even though she's drugged, it's really a bad idea for somebody like her to take care of her. I mean, she took her to a casting where she was... I don't want to think about it. Okay, so we're going to talk to Jessica Hamilton. Now, actually, I was scared at some point. What car shall I pick? Should I pick, Should I pick Bukowski's car? Well, first we have to mark down the location. I actually thought she may die at first, so when she survived, I was like, phew.
Can you drive to this one?
Though I'm not a big fan of video game censorship, I do really, really admire the video game industry that usually an NPC or a character or a playable character below 18 usually doesn't die. Like Jack Marston or the children from Skyrim. I'm glad they don't, you know, they don't suffer as horrible fates as, well, the adults in the game. I mean, Rockstar is actually known for that. I think there's a glitch where you can see this kid buying a copy of GTA 3 and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, but luckily, you can't actually attack him. So that's actually, I think, a wise decision from Rockstar. I mean, at least I can't bear the death of a child in a video game. And although I can't bear a lot of although there are some adult deaths I can't bear in a lot of these video games, usually the people who first get the axe are terrible people.
Jessica Hamilton.
Hello,
Oh,
nurse.
yes. She's in the room, right behind.
Miss Ratched, when she was young.
You can't hold me.
There's June.
No, I don't need to be manhandled by a doctor. I need my lawyer. Hey, where is the telephone? Do you know who I am?
Yeah, I'm an obnoxious, snobby, whiny film actress. You will hail me as the Queen of England.
You're attending to the young lady from the auto accident?
Yes. She's conscious now, but I doubt she'll remember much. She's still feeling some of the after effects.
Jessica was drugged?
She certainly was. Chloral hydrate would be my guess, and there's clear evidence of abuse. She's still a minor.
Clear evidence of abuse, so at this point, yeah, we all know definitely what happened. There's no denying it.
For life and gets Guy McAfee on their case? Doesn't make much sense to me.
I guess it depends on what they had to
This is actually, I think, the best traffic case in the entire thing. I also like the, what was the downloadable case?
Feeling better
The lost car or something.
A little. My head still feels swimmy.
Poor thing. But yeah, I think this and the downloadable car case were the best. Investigate this.
Seems irrelevant.
No, it's just a random piece of medicine. What am I looking for? Oh yeah, it's this clipboard. Jessica Hamilton, Dr. Head Trauma. Chloral hydrate and bloodstream. Drugged, violated, and then banged her head against a window. I'm seriously, I know I've said this multiple times, but I just can't get over that. And June Valor just walks away doped.
Hello, Jessica. My name is Cole Phelps. I'm a policeman. I'd like to talk to you about your accident, if that's okay.
Okay.
This is really important, so I'll stay
Tell me
quiet
what
for
you
this
remember
one.
about the crash.
It's all kind of fuzzy. I remember waking up here. Nothing happened yesterday.
I'll help you out. So, we know that she's lying, because obviously there's the underwear.
I'm not lying to you.
Lie, select underwear.
We found your underwear in your handbag, Jessica. You need to tell us what happened.
The doctor told me what happened. I didn't want that. I just wanted to be a star, to be in movies. I told Junie what happened, and she told me to toughen up. But that was the price of stardom.
Did she now? Cold-hearted bitch.
I'll agree with
It's not
Bukowski.
Junie's fault. It's not my first time. I had a boyfriend back home, but my father found out about it.
Even if you consented, Jessica, you're still underage.
Well said, Cole.
We need to get in touch with your parents, Jessica, and tell them what has happened.
Oh, you don't need to worry them. They sent me along to stay with Aunt June. They trust her to take care of me.
Another lie. There's the letter from her mother.
You're lying, Jessica. How are we going to make this right if you lie to us?
Please, Detective, why would I lie to you?
There's the letter.
Because you're a runaway, Jessica, and you don't have your parents' permission to be here. Now, do you want to tell me what really happened?
I went with Junie to this strange place. It's difficult to remember. Someone gave me a drink to calm my nerves, and then I felt faint. I think I must have passed out.
Okay, association with Bishop.
Mr. Bishop.
Well, Junie is a big movie star. You probably know that. She's doing a new movie.
Yeah, that face. Yeah, she's glaring off. She's moving her head a lot, but I don't have any proof against her, so doubt.
Bishop and Mrs. McCaffrey? Why does he want the two of you dead?
That can't be true. Mr. Bishop seemed very happy today. I mean, yesterday.
And that's why he wedged a shrunken head against the accelerator pedal and punted the two of you over an escarpment?
I overheard Junie speaking to him on the phone a couple of times. Screaming, really. She can be very hard sometimes, Junie. But they seemed okay yesterday, like they worked it out.
I know what happened to you, Jessica. Where exactly did it take place?
Please, it's scary. It's really difficult to think of anything.
We'll take into account that she's shocked, so she's telling the truth.
I remember the mermaid.
Was the mermaid in the movie too?
No, it was on the front of a building. We pulled up in front of the mermaid.
The mermaid. So this entire crime took place in Aquaria. This all makes sense.
If you need some help, just get in touch, okay?
Okay.
I think it might be a good idea if you went back home till you felt better, Jessica.
I couldn't do that, officer. What if I got the part and I wasn't there?
Trust me, getting the part isn't your biggest concern as of now, but I feel like there's something in here that we're missing. No, there's no investigation music playing.
Lambs that go willingly to slaughter. Who the hell is that?
Man, she really wants to see her lawyer.
Certainly expedited her release.
I don't like it, Cole. Why is she in such a hurry? We should follow her.
And now let the dramatic music infer that this is a very serious scene.
There she goes. Come on.
Okay, so this part is actually kind of cool. You have to follow the car without being seen. That means not getting too close or making little to no noise. Now, I don't mean something like using your car for stealth or anything. I mean, you can't, what happened to the dialogue? Well, anyway, it's a shame that I think the dialogue got canceled out, but anyway, you can't, sound your siren. Sorry, what am I saying? You can't sound your siren. You can't, heavy brake, meaning that you can't go too fast and just suddenly brake. So you have to do this whole thing with, you can't just go GTA on this. You have to, take your time. This game actually requires a lot of patience. Well, it requires a lot of patience if you want to get to the action parts. So this game is not totally, action-oriented, as I've said before. This game really requires you to actually think to solve investigations. The story is really what this, game has going for it. It's also nice to also get a look, Detour. I really wish I got a greater movie season. I really wish I got a little picture of the Hollywoodland symbol. I'll probably get that later. But anyways, back to the mythical world of messed up, bad parenting, well, not bad parenting, but bad aunting movie celebrities. So, also, you have to, like in real life, this is cool, you have to make sure that you get in there, and then also make sure that you can get information without being seen. So right now, as you can see, we can focus the camera on her. She's looking all over the place. Oh, shoot. Did she see me? No. Now we have to find a place with a newspaper, and then we press X.
No, I don't want him taught a lesson. You know what I want.
Taught a lesson, so...
Make someone else do it.
Make someone else. Okay, so she...
You know people out here, don't you?
So we know that she wants him dead.
I'm going to be very clear about this. You get this done, or I'm... Wilson's Hotel. Mr. Mark Bishop, that son of a bitch, lives in apartment 803. Sure, I got the film.
Film. Also, another good part of this game is that it doesn't rely anything on exposition. You literally have to put the pieces together. Like, she did just say that, hey, I want Mark Bishop dead, and I have a film of him doing his dirty thing, and I also, you know, want to directly lead the detective to this. No, you actually have... No, they actually just put a little bit there in front of you. But now we've got to get to Bishop's apartment, because obviously, June and her husband, what was the husband's first name? I already forgot. June Ballard. Guy McAfee, there we go. Guy McAfee obviously wants, June and McAfee want this guy really dead. Well, I think June wants him dead, so McAfee just, you know, gives her wife what she wants, so McAfee's sending goons to this guy's house. Though I don't think he's in the city, though. I guess he's got some kind of underground crime connection. It makes sense.
I think she was doped out of her tiny mind and given the casting couch. That fucking bitch Ballard sold her out.
So if Ballard was doing someone a favor, why did they try to kill her?
Gotta be very careful. If you actually, I actually thought this before, if you accidentally run somebody over, killing them, or if you, damage too much property, sometimes you can go as low as 2 stars, like the second traffic case. What was it, where you, spoiler alert, where you, find out about the, wife that made it look like her husband was run over in a hit-and-run incident when really she and another person murdered him. Yeah, I actually once, the first time playing, I killed a person, I accidentally killed somebody, ran them over, and although I did really well in the case, I ended up, just getting 2 stars because I ran that person over. But anyways, in this case, if you make it to their apartment, I think it's maybe, 2 hours in game time.
It's room 803, left out of the elevator.
If you stop them, less than 2 hours, if you get there in about 2 hours, maybe less in game time, or maybe it's a few minutes in real life time, I don't know. But if you get there quick enough, then the goons are still there and you can actually beat them up. But it doesn't really matter whether or not you're there or you're not. It doesn't really matter whether or not you get there in time. It's not like you use a star. You just get more action. So, punching in this game is simple, as I've said before. X, grapple attack. I forgot actually... Oh, finish. There we go. You have to press circle to finish. There we go. I grapple onto him, and then I'm not there. Bukowski's getting beat, and he lost his hat, poor thing. I think there's a glitch here. Like, this happened numerous times. Listen to this. There's no sound effect when he opens or closes the door. See, there's nothing. So anyway, we're at,
Are you injured, Mrs. Bishop?
Mrs. Bishop's house.
Right now. Those horrible, awful men.
Perhaps you should sit down, ma'am.
Yeah, they did look like... I guess they were trying to extract information from her.
I'm very
She is the wife, but then again, don't you think they should go to somebody more resourceful?
Normal, ma'am. Take a moment.
Well, what am I saying? The wife would probably know where he is, but in this case, she doesn't. Jungle drums.
Yes.
the happy general. Here's a clue. Gay cowboys. Keep in mind that in the 40s, and I think up until even the 90s, gay was often referred to as happy. Actually, I don't know, a lot of random words actually relate to homosexual phrases. Like, some of the curse words actually mean something else. So then you go over here and you get this check for $20,000.
What do you have to do to earn $20,000?
See, there's also an interesting bit of trivia here. Okay, here goes. You need to look up this set of Intolerance. Here it is. That is the wall for Intolerance, which was, I think, D.W. Griffith's biggest epic. D.W. Griffith was one of the first successful film directors of his time because he made that awful cinematic garbage, The Birth of a Nation, which promoted the Ku Klux Klan. Excuse me. Then, a few years after he made The Birth of a Nation, he made Intolerance, which was supposed to redeem himself, to make people appear like he wasn't racist. Though where The Birth of a Nation... Oh, excuse me.
My husband, Mark, and Marlon Hopgood, they work together on occasion. That's Hopgood's shop.
So we know what he looks like now, but anyways, a few years after Griffith released Birth of a Nation and caused many African Americans to protest, saying, of course, that this film was propaganda, this film was racist propaganda, he made Intolerance in an attempt to clear up his name, although not as many people saw Intolerance as they did The Birth of a Nation. At the time, the Holy Bible, that's not the clue. There's another clue I'm looking for. Anyways, while The Birth of a Nation made a ton of money, although D.W. Griffith's Intolerance, although a lot of critics seem to love it, it flopped at the box office, and it was the most expensive movie ever made. So it's like Heaven's Gate and Waterworld just, I don't know, a few years later. Sorry, not a few years later, many, many years earlier. I mean, this was like in the 1910s. Where is that last clue? What am I missing? I got the picture, the Intolerance set, the check. I also have the cowboy saddle. I think it's something here, though. Wait a minute, that picture. Wait a minute. Yeah, this is what I'm missing. It's a
movie set downtown.
Jungle Drums. I guess that was the style of 40 films back then. They really didn't have a whole lot of space to rent newer designs, so Intolerance, this huge set which sits... Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? It can't be too far from here. Where is it? As you can see, it's actually... It's not like it's in a studio. It's actually a place outside that you can go to. There it is, Intolerance set. The Great Wall of Babylon set was built for D.W. Griffith's silent epic Intolerance. More than 30,000 extras paraded past the altar and throne beneath 8 giant plaster elephants. The film, the most expensive ever produced at the time, flopped at the box office. So, what was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say. So yeah, oh yeah, the set isn't just a place inside a studio, it's huge. It's a huge place you can actually go to.
No. Why should I?
June Ballard is married to Guy McCaffrey. Have you heard of her?
That slut. She's been badgering my husband for days.
Mrs. McCaffrey alleges that your husband tried to kill her and her friend last night. I think you should tell us what you know.
My husband's a movie producer. This has something to do with his new picture. He doesn't include me in his business.
And instantly she makes that smirk. She opens her mouth a little bit. Hard to control
June
doubt.
Ballard said she had a deal to be in his new picture.
I need to stop asking the community a whole lot.
He had Joan Leslie lined up for the role. That's how he got the finance. June made all kinds of threats. She was very rude to me.
You know June Ballard?
We were both on the same picture a few years back. That's how I met my husband.
So she says that June Ballard kept on threatening Mark Bishop when he didn't allow her to be in the movie.
Either we find him or McCaffrey's people do, Mrs. Bishop. If you care for him, you should make sure that we find him first.
I do care for him, but I don't really know where he'd go if he were in trouble. Hopgood might know.
So you check for
Why is
$20,000.
your husband paying Lorna Hopgood $20,000?
Lorna? Marlon's ex-wife? Are you sure?
Lie.
You're lying, Mrs. Bishop. It's some kind of payoff. You know exactly what the money is for and who it's getting paid to.
Do I? Would you like to prove that, detective?
Yes, I would. And what's the evidence? I think it's just, yeah, it's just the check.
Your husband looks like he's being blackmailed. They obviously have something on him if he's prepared to kill to cover it up. Why is the payment going to Hopgood and not McAfee?
Lorna works at a check-cashing place in Hollywood. You need to ask Hopgood why he needs that much money in cash.
Your husband was at a casting yesterday with a young girl?
Not that I know of.
This is pretty sick,
He told
actually.
me he was looking at locations. The picture's been cast.
Wait a minute, no, it would be truth, but then again, that face. Yeah, I'm gonna ask the community one last time. I think after this, I know what's
Jessica
going on.
remembered a mermaid. The mermaid on the front of the prop store. You better come clean with me.
This is a sick town, detective. You sure you really want to know? The truth is, my husband likes them young.
And you think
Pretty
that's okay?
messed up.
I was 16 when I first met him. I thought he was a genius, a magician with film. I was 20 before I realized he was just a B-movie hack. But he's nothing compared to some of the monsters at these big studios. My guess is Ballard sacrificed her little friend. Happens to a lot of girls.
Your husband is in trouble. It could go easier for him if you were more helpful, Mrs. Bishop.
He's a big boy, detective, and so are you. This is Hollywood. There's always a deal to be done.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, detective?
I need a location on a silver screen prop store.
Just a moment. Silver Screen Props, corner 3rd and Figueroa.
Thanks.
We're more than halfway through the case. I think I want to change outfits here. Button Man looks good. But I think I'm going to want to go with the sharpshooter because at the end of the case, there's a huge firefight at the end where I get to control M1 Grands. Well, not control them, I get to use them. And M1 Grands are some of my favorite rifles, actually. Not saying that I use rifles, of course. I'm just saying that in Call of Duty, they work like magic. But wait a minute, Bukowski doesn't have his hat on. Where's his hat? What happened to it? My character can always pick up his hat. He just walks near it and he picks it up. And Bukowski usually picks up his hat, but he just doesn't have it. What happened to you, Bukowski? Okay, well, anyway. Looks like we're going to have to deal with the horrors of life. Bukowski is going to be without his hat throughout this entire case.
You know the way. You can drive.
Mrs. Bishop knows more than she's letting on.
She doesn't seem to realize how much trouble her husband is in. The LAPD are the least of their worries right now.
Yeah. You'd think she'd have gotten the hint after those hatchet men redecorated her apartment.
Maybe she's just loyal.
Or she's in on it. She didn't seem like your average giddy broad with nothing between these.
Or she might just be trying to buy enough time for Bishop to put a couple of oceans between him and the cat.
Oh, hey, Bukowski, you have your hat back on. What? It was off camera, I guess. Did you just run up to a store and say, "Oh, that hat looks conveniently exactly like my hat. I think I'm gonna pick that up." I guess Miss Bishop can keep the hat he left behind.
Phelps and Bukowski, LAPD. We're investigating the attempted murder of June Ballard and Jessica Hamilton. Christ.
Marlon Hopgood. He doesn't seem too much of a bad guy at first, but then again, you realize that he's not right in the head either.
Lead the way.
Also, there's a poster for Gay Cowboys in the back again. Wait a minute, is that John Brown? Did I just see a portrait of John Brown? Well, he has a whole bunch of stuff in here. There's a jukebox, drums, a Chinese set. It's not the best film studio, but it would do for, I don't know, I think my theater class.
Keep him here, Stefan. I'm gonna take a look around.
What's this got to do with me? Don't try my patience, knucklehead.
Okay, so now we have to search for more clues. There's... I think this is a clue. Wait, no, that's just a pointless mannequin, but it does look awfully like the little head that was used to wedge the brakes. Here's the medicine that Bishop gave Jessica.
Kid and abusing her in a screen test. What is wrong with these people?
Then there's another clue here, actually. I think it's on the mirror.
Turn off the lights, Hopgood.
Why would I want to do that? Humor him.
Yeah, we can obviously see a camera behind that mirror, so obviously there's a secret room.
Well. Find a way into that peep den, Phelps. I'll stay here and keep our pervert company.
Let's see, is there anything else here? No. Got a bunch of shields that look like they could be from Native American history, or maybe How to Train Your Dragon history, but that's beside the point. Now we have to go outside. During this case, I was really confused. I didn't know that the investigation area lasted this long. So what do we? So we go to this painting area. Hope he doesn't get any of that on his nice suit. There's a newspaper there, and this is where they came from.
So this is where you sprang from.
So whether or not Hopgood actually supplied Bishop with these things to commit the murder, I still don't know that. I think maybe Bishop could have just swiped it. I don't think Hopgood just gave him this and said, "Here, use these to kill those two women." And now we've got another spectacular newspaper story. But guess what? You can't watch it, so you're gonna have to wait until the end of my playthrough. Okay, now, that is one of the worst disguises to hide an area ever. It's so obviously a painting. Look at that. It casts a shadow, for Pete's sake. Did Hopgood really think he was gonna fool anybody with that? Okay, so I turn around, and there's a secret room. A secret dirty room, actually. All those pictures on the wall. And also the secret evidence in here.
If they saw this, how many budding starlets would still get on the bus to come to Hollywood?
Yeah, but sadly, yeah, how deep it goes into all this, it kind of ends here, then it just becomes action-oriented. So, then our last two clues are on these desks, or shelves. Let's see. There's the jungle drum set.
Jungle drums, 8th and Francisco. Attention, Mark Bishop.
And here's a scimitar. Hoya! I am a red guard. Fight the Thalmor. Okay, next up is this film reel, which is basically, yeah, the dirty footage, but if you open it, guess what? It's not there. So obviously, Hopgood and Ballard are using that footage to blackmail Bishop. And now we've got this limited brand tequila. Don't care. Also, by the way, I just want to say, excuse me if I ever said this. Actually, I just realized it. The chloral hydrate. It's not medicine at all. It is poison. Though why they actually release poison like that and I don't know, allow the public to buy it is beyond me. I guess, yeah, I guess you could kill rats or other stuff, but then again, you can also drug people with it. So why they release it is beyond me.
RKO, Republic, Warner Brothers.
Or maybe they just had connections.
So yeah, when Bishop was doing work for a studio, yes.
When did you last see him?
Now I'm doing work for his next picture. Still pre-production though. Haven't seen him around here in a while.
Yeah, he just changes his tone.
I know you're lying.
He's lying, and we have evidence.
Bishop was here, and you know exactly what he was doing and what he left lying around afterwards.
You come in here without a warrant, and now you start throwing your weight around?
So we just go down, we select the you can either select the underwear or the chloral hydrate.
A 15-year-old girl told me how she was drugged and molested at a casting house. I found the chloral hydrate in your drinks cabinet. You give me something or I will break your fucking jaw, Hopgood.
Yeah, that's one of the few points where Cole just flips out.
A lot of producers and directors use this place. I'm not responsible for what goes on here.
McAfee's men are looking for Bishop.
This is probably the most vital clue.
Any idea where he might have gone to ground?
If he really tried to kill McAfee's wife, my advice to him would be to leave town.
Straight face. He's blinking. That's a truth face. That's a true face, I should say.
Bishop is using that old rundown wreck of a set. That place is dangerous.
Jungle drums. He's basically...
It might be a good spot to hide.
It may be a good spot to hide when it's not about to come down.
Look, buddy, I make props. I hardly ever meet the talent unless it's something tailor-made for them, like a sword or something.
Yeah, so he's basically just saying he makes props, that's all, but no, there's a lie. Blackmailing.
You got nothing on me. My hands are clean on this.
Here, then, you select the empty film canister. I kept on making a mistake. I kept on thinking that I could use the $200,000 check, actually, to, prove him wrong. But no, it's the film canister.
I've seen your smut pictures and the camera setup. You made a movie of Jessica. I found the canister.
The deal is
I like how he points his finger all the time. It's like he has to always assert, he always has to assert himself, like tell everybody who's boss. Love how he waves his finger all the time.
filmed Bishop, and then she kept the movie for insurance. He went apeshit when he realized his face was front and center.
Who has the film now?
Who else? McAfee.
Ballard had what she wanted. Where does the money come into it?
What money?
What money? Yeah, actually, no, this is where you prove him wrong.
I told you, I get my cut selling dirty movies.
Yeah, point out the $200,000 check.
Your ex was getting 20 large from Bishop.
If I wanted to skim 20 from Bishop, we'd do it through the movie budget. June said she'd sell him the film once the movie had wrapped, but Guy wanted cash. He's in a cash-only business. You think I had a choice in this?
That's all for now, Hopgood. We're taking...
Actually, I think after this, they should arrest Guy McAfee.
Roy Earl advice.
Oh, great. It's Inspector Incredibly Obnoxious and Annoying.
Hopgood is a vice informer?
Yes, he is, Phelps, and a very important one. Look at that mug. Have you been upsetting these two officers, Marlon?
So we just drop it?
You do if you know what's good for
Look at Marlon's smug
you.
face.
You need to catch the movie producer before an angry husband does, from what I'm hearing.
I'll be making a full report to the captain, detective.
You do that, kid. We're all very impressed with you. Let it slide, Cole.
I like how Bukowski actually just restrains Cole, like he was expecting a huge fight.
Johnny Goldberg.
Oh, great.
From Mickey C.
That's right.
It's Dick Tracy
Wouldn't have to
and his
know the
faithful
guys who
companion.
fucked up Mrs. Bishop earlier today, by any chance.
No, not us. We don't do that kind of thing. It's the husband we'd like to talk to.
This is a police matter. You don't want to be taken in for obstruction of justice, do you, boys?
You could try the obstruction rap, but it won't stick. We can beat that.
You've had your 10 cents worth, gentlemen.
Bishop knows how the world works. Mrs. McAfee hits him up for a movie part. Happens every day. But Bishop takes it a step too far and tries to rub out Mrs. McAfee. Naturally, Guy is going to get upset.
What made you think Bishop would be here?
We figure he might be planning a little accident for Hopgood, too. Those two guys have got some unfinished business. You let us know if you find Bishop. Guy McAfee can be a very generous man.
I'm only going to warn you once, gentlemen. Stay out of this. This is a police matter. We will be bringing Mark Bishop into custody.
At least he's polite. Kind of dumb, but polite.
But I'm a lot less polite, you smug son of a bitch. So let me put it in ruder terms that even a pair of blockheads like you might understand.
And this is why I love Stefan Bukowski.
You don't have bars on your windows already is because you're small fry. And we don't waste our time on small fry. You stay away from Bishop, and you stay away from me. Is that clear enough for you, asshole? Now run along back to your boss so we can pat you on the head and tell you what good boys you are.
Burned. Then they make the AVGN face. Okay, so after you get in the car, prepare to accelerate like crazy because they're gonna start shooting at you. Okay, so stuff like this actually, it looks hard, but it's actually easier than it seems. Basically, what you have to do is that you can either run away from these people, though it is recommended that you just allow them to get in front of you, and then you'll take out their tires.
They really don't want anybody getting to Bishop before they do.
Let's see. I'm gonna try to escape. Well, also I want to make sure that I don't damage anything. Now they're shooting at me. Well, that's definitely damage on my part. Well, not on my part, but it's damage on my car. Okay, it's obvious that Stefan wants to take out this guy by the tires. I don't think those other guys even got up to attack me. Wait, either they crashed or I forgot about them, or they just never got in their car. Yeah, I think those guys are actually back at the film studio, and now it's on fire, so they're not going anywhere.
Let's see him chase us now. On to the movie set.
I guess they could shoot me, but they're probably dead. So long, suckers. Oh, look at that!
You know how to piss people off.
Somebody nearly just threw themselves in front of my car. Wait a minute! Look at that! Whoever this person is just left their hat there. Whoa. Who leaves their hat in the middle of the road? Well, I guess you, of course, well, what am I saying? Of course you would do that if it looks like a car was about to run you over. Maybe Stefan could keep the hat. Maybe, wait a minute, how far away is this? It's just around the corner. Yeah, it's there. So anyway, there it is. There's my player marker. Anyways, maybe Stefan could keep the hat. Maybe like last time, in case he loses his hat. Don't worry, Cole. You won't have to drive me to another location. You won't have to go to the apartment. I'll just pick up some random hat some dude left behind. Yeah, that'll be a great substitute. So you go to the Jungle Drum / Intolerance set. And, the weirdo should be here. So where is he? Okay, so pretty much after you reach this part, you just go through an action sequence and then it's done. Wait a minute!
No.
Bukowski doesn't have his hat on anymore. What happened? Bukowski, you lost your hat again? I can understand losing your hat once in a case, but twice? That's pretty bad. Yeah, he definitely should have taken that guy's hat. Okay, anyway, it's pretty simple. You just chase this guy using R2. Wait, not R2. Wait a minute. What am I thinking? I forget, it's either R2 or L2. No, wait, yeah, it's R2. So I guess Guy McAfee's logic is that he doesn't want to go to jail, but then again, if we take him into custody, at least he'll live. McAfee's guys are after him. It's like in AVGN's Noah's Ark review. There's gonna be a flood. What, you want to die? It's like this. There's gonna be a bunch of goons. What, you want to get shot? Also, as far as I know, you don't have to be too careful on the jumps. It seems that no matter what, yeah, it seems like no matter what, you just end up landing on something. Also keep in mind, when you're chasing people up ladders, don't get too close to them twice, because you see there, he just kicked me in the face. Now, if I caught up with him a second time, if he kicked me in the face a second time, I would just fall and I would be dead. So it's really not fair. Really, if I actually cornered him on that ladder and if I grabbed his arm, if I grabbed his foot, I probably would have apprehended him by now. But you just keep on chasing him. And also one thing I noticed, look at this. Why does the wood crumble away? Why do the planks crumble away when he runs on them? I mean, not when I run on them. Like, look at that. Well, at least they crumble now, but for most of the time, like, he walks on the planks, they stay in place, but when I run on the planks, they just fall away. Look at that. Yeah, you see, they just crumble away when I run on them conveniently. Okay, so I've got my gun. Yeah, it's pretty much over. We got Mark. Oh, hi, Mark. You are looking very illegal today.
Now come quietly. Just don't kill me. If you found me, then McAfee's goons will too. We need to get out of here.
Okay, so now you pretty much have to follow a firefight.
And I'll save McAfee's boys the trouble. Follow me. I know another way out of this place.
And then the ladder leads to nowhere. Ah! So you follow him down, and you pretty much get this 9mm pistol or whatever. The shooting's pretty, although because this is Skyrim, I've been playing Skyrim for so long, I kind of forgot the controls. Okay, so it's a lot like, it's more like Grand Theft Auto 4 than it comes to Red Dead Redemption. Yes, it looks like the same exact thing, but in this case, it seems like, this is a problem Grand Theft Auto 4, I'll get the M1 Grand here. In Grand Theft Auto 4, it seems like it takes longer. I lost my hat, that's great. In Grand Theft Auto 4, I keep on getting interrupted. Note to self, in a game with guns, red barrels are always your friend. Who are you talking to? So anyway, you just run up here and then you, Okay, so the way it works is that this is a problem GTA suffers from. There's usually too much stuff to take cover, so it's like you're trying to take cover behind a crate, but then next to you there's this big blue truck. Sometimes you'll end up taking cover on the side of the big blue truck and you'll be open to enemy fire. Though it's not as bad in here, it's kind of annoying. Like sometimes, you know how I just covered? Sometimes I would just crouch down near the, on the side of that wooden wall, or that wooden fence. But aside from that, it's pretty simple. You don't... Red Dead Redemption was the best, because there you duck quickly and you usually ducked behind the thing you wanted to duck behind. But in here, it usually takes longer. The animation's quicker when you duck. So say you're trying to avoid a big Tommy gun, usually you could get torn apart. I killed that guy with the red barrels. Also, another thing is that, unlike Grand Theft Auto 4 that had a... Well, it's kind of similar to Red Dead Redemption, where unlike in Grand Theft Auto 4, you actually had a health bar that decreased. In Red Dead Redemption, the more the screen turned red, the closer you were to death. In Noire, it's pretty much the same thing, except with turning red, the more the screen turns black and white, the more you're likely to die. So, I understand that the underground criminal business is big, but it's like McAfee has an entire army here. Look at that. World War II wasn't this intense, but I just shoot the barrels and everything's fine. You want everything to be fine, just shoot the barrels. Also, look at that. Where are their bodies? I didn't see anybody die. What happened to them? Where did they all go? Oh, look at that. They're all dead, but where were their bodies before? I don't know. So then you're getting closer to a field. There's no red barrels. Whatever shall I do? And then all this, it's kind of annoying. All throughout this fight, Mark Bishop keeps on saying, "We're doomed. We're doomed. Oh, they're gonna kill us. We're all doomed." He's like that guy from Alien. What is it? Game over, man. Game over. It's like Willy. It's like a male version of Will. It's like a 1940s version of Willy from Temple of Doom. Although Temple of Doom kind of takes place in the 40s, well, late 30s. Okay, so I take out these guys. Can I get a headshot? Can I get a headshot on this last guy? Let's see. Headshot. My M1 Garand's kind of gold-plated. That's actually pretty cool.
This is what I call a result. Mark Bishop,
This case took over an hour long. This is, as of now, the longest single video file I have on my YouTube site.
Gets to spend the next 15 years playing sissy instead of sticking it to little girls. That is justice with a capital J, Detective Phelps. Developed such a reputation, I'm not going to be able to hold on to you any longer. You're getting promoted. Go on, get your new assignment. It was good working with you, sir.
Gordon something. I don't know what's his last name, but Gordon here I think is the best of the informants, the person who gives you all the cases. What's the name of that job? I used to know it, but I forgot. And then you say goodbye to Stefan Bukowski, who's arguably the best partner in this entire game. Then you get a visit from this moron. Yeah, play sad piano music while they're carrying away dead bodies.
This is a traffic case. You need something?
I'm here to buy a drink for the 2 LAPD traffic cops who broke the back of Guy McAfee's private army. You don't have a problem with that, do you, Captain?
I'm here to buy a drink for Cole Phelps. As for Stefan, I'll buy him a hat.
Get in. I'm buying.
Let's see, since this is the end of the game, it loads up another part of the game. I think Stefan should have his hat there. This is arguably a cool cutscene, even if it has Roy Earl in it. Wait a minute, he still doesn't have his hat! What happened to you, Stefan Bukowski? You and your precious hat! There's no connection between them anymore. Oh well. This is gonna be a good trip. I'm stuck with an arrogant vice detective and a hatless traffic detective. So this is when you realize that Roy Earl, this guy in the orange jacket, well, yeah, this guy in the orange shirt, I should say, is a moron.
Is Elsa singing tonight? There she is. She has the next set. Come on, Cole, you can meet Elsa.
He calls this guy the N-word, though he just says N-E-G-R-O.
Get your hands off me. Don't ever tell me what to do or what not to do, Alphonse. You got a nice club here. Don't spoil it.
Although he's not racist now, later it is revealed that he is kind of racist.
Just through the door.
It was my only real friend, Harlan.
The German singer, Elsa. There we go, Elsa.
To me, you have no idea. You said it was construction work.
It was an industrial accident.
Probably one of the best characters in the game, Elsa.
Elsa, are you going on?
Lord, for God's sake, he was my best friend. The only man who ever loved me without putting his hands on me.
Hi, Elsa. Here's someone I'd like you to meet. Cole Phelps, war hero and crime fighter extraordinaire.
Why would I want to meet another fascist from the LAPD?
So why doesn't Roy Earl just ask why she's
Sorry
upset?
about this, Cole. What an evening I'm having. First a Negro puts his hands on
Yep,
me,
he's
and
racist.
this.
And he has no respect for others.
German junkie whore. Don't you ever
And he calls her pretty much one of the worst words he could possibly call a woman.
Doc, how's business?
God, man.
Sanguine.
I'm glad I have this guy in my police excuse me. I'm glad this guy's a vice detective.
Oh, Cole. These artsy-fartsy types always get a little flighty. Meet Dr. Harlan Fontaine, doctor to the stars. Mr. Fix-It to the mental wreckage of Hollywood. So what about that drink, boys?
Boys, wait a minute. I think Bukowski's supposed to be in this cutscene, but he's not. Maybe if he loses his hat, he just isn't there. So yeah, this is probably the best case. It's done. On the next LA Noire with Pac-Man, we'll be beginning Homicide. I'm glad you all enjoyed it, and no charges will stick to Mr. and Mrs. McCaffrey, but Mark Bishop's film career is officially over. Well, that's kind of unfair. They were trying to kill friggin' police officers, but I guess they let it slide. Well, I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.